It is a good week, baby.
Yes,
it is a good week. It's a good week anytime the Loose Cannons are back. I'm No Justin, No Peace.
And I'm Lou Rivers.
And we are the Loose Cannons podcast because that's every week. And every week we sit down at this round table and we fire off our opinions on today's pop culture.
What else?
Politics.
What else?
Movies and TV and how they all intersect, baby. Yes. And listen, every review we do, we're trying to make cinema great again.
Yes, we are.
Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Do we have a great episode for you guys?
Yeah.
Because we got to go to the theater and we got to sit down and watch. Listen. This is a continuation of one of my childhood favorites.
Yeah.
The new Terminator. Ooh. Dark Fate.
Ooh, that was... Ooh.
Oh,
okay.
Man.
All right. Okay. I liked it.
Listen, I went in there.
Mm-hmm.
I had hopes for it being good.
Yeah.
Because I seen Sarah Connor was back.
Yes.
But I wasn't sure that it was going to be this good.
Right. We had the exes working back together, huh? James Cameron was like,
man,
all right, yo, let's put the divorce behind us.
Let's do it.
Linda Hamilton, can you get in this movie for me?
Fantastic. Produced by James Cameron. Who was the director?
Don't know. No.
Oh, the guy
Deadpool.
from... Yes, Deadpool dude.
Tim Miller? No.
Yes.
Tim Miller?
Yes.
Something like that?
Yes.
All right.
We're going with it.
All right.
We're going with it.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the story?
So...
Where does this continue from?
So this actually continues from Terminator 2.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
Yes.
So after she saved the day, this, that, and the other, and we find out that they send another Terminator to kill John.
So that was the one thing. So spoiler, guys, spoiler.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Hey. So the Terminator that we see in this movie.
Right.
Is an additional Terminator because in T2 he takes himself down, so they send another Terminator back to kill John.
Yes,
after he's born. Well, he's been born in 2. They kill John when they leave. They go to Mexico. Right. So we find out there's a continuation, and this keeps happening.
Right.
Apparently, they keep sending Terminators back to different times. Every time it fails, they send another one. They send another one.
Tell me that the CGI for that scene, I was like, oh. Okay. Oh, we made it. We made it. I was like, it looked like it was right after Terminator 2.
I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they did it.
I'm telling you, the CGI, we made it.
I don't know how they did it.
So, yeah. So
it's the best parts of Gemini, man. Well, it's James Cameron.
Yeah. Oh, he's there. He's he's testing out Avatar footage.
Yeah, that's basically what it was.
Let me just make sure it's good.
Yeah. You know? All right. So we find that out. We find out that John Connor gets killed.
Right.
So now there's a continuation where another Terminator gets sent back. Mm-hmm. They're in Mexico.
Right.
To save Daniela, who we are to believe that she's going to give birth to another John Connor figure.
So she's the next Sarah Connor.
She's the next Sarah Connor.
Right.
And so obviously when somebody comes to save you, there's another person that's coming back that came to kill her.
Right.
So it just sets this whole thing off.
Right.
This whole chase. Damn it, this was good.
Yes.
It took the best parts of everything that you love about Terminator, which was just Terminator 1 and 2.
Right.
That's what you have to love about Terminator. Mm-hmm. Terminator 1 and 2. Because the other ones...
Salvation was okay. It's a hit or miss. Some people liked it. Some people didn't.
T3 was bad.
Yeah. T3. Oh, yeah. See, T3.
Oh, yeah. So it scraps T3.
Yeah. T3 was...
Wait, what happens at the end of T3?
John Connor, remember, and they had to save him and whatever her name was.
Claire Danes. Wasn't it Claire Danes?
Yeah. Because they were supposed to have a baby who was supposed to be important.
Yeah.
And the movie was trash.
They basically scrapped all of T3.
Yeah, T3 does not happen at all. Ever.
Because it doesn't scrap Salvation.
Right.
Because Salvation is the other part of the story. But wow.
So, well, it does because now John Connor dies.
It does, but it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It does, and it doesn't.
It's a different world now.
That's right.
And that's the whole thing that you kind of see is that Sarah Connor now...
The future changes in total.
Right.
Time changes in total.
It's no longer Skynet. It's a total different...
They did win.
Yeah.
They did win.
Now there's a different AI that they got to worry about for the next leg of the world. And I love the fact that with futuristic movies, with this whole back and forth, you can always make a new enemy.
Yes.
And it could just be the same enemy. Just
But the thing is,
name.
if John Connor is dead, how did Skynet fall then?
Well, because John Connor lived, and the whatever the day was never happened. So that was the thing that changed.
Got you.
Right. So there was no war to fight, basically.
There was no war to fight.
But they still sent someone back to kill him.
Yep.
Right.
Because another enemy.
Right.
The Legion.
The Legion?
The Legion.
Right.
Which sounds menacing.
Yeah, in itself. Yeah. So
like you wouldn't go to a restaurant and order the Legion or get a Legion cologne.
Right. Yeah, there's nothing I want anything about.
Oh, you smell good. What's that?
Legion. Pop, you know.
So we find out that Skynet did get stopped, but it's inevitable that somebody's going to build something just as dangerous, and they do, and it's the Legion. And so the Terminators are sent back in the same fashion, but way better.
Right.
Actually, it's not a Terminator that gets sent back to save her. It's actually an augment.
Right.
Which we've never seen before.
Exactly.
We don't know about this. So that means technology is in a different place.
Right.
Because now they're changing human beings.
Right.
Into half human,
Part.
ultra human, machine human type of.
She was bad.
Bad.
But she didn't have a lot of stamina.
Okay, what was that?
Her metabolism is too fast. That's what it was. That's what she said.
What's the science for that? I don't
know. But it was like,
what was she shooting up? Orange juice? I mean, it's a great device for the movie.
Because the whole thing is we don't know what technology will look like. So, of course,
that's true.
You know, we can be like, oh, it's anything. And, you know, it makes sense.
Yes.
So I was like, all right, cool. I can roll with it because obviously, like, there's no background on it. You know, you can make up whatever the hell you want.
Yep.
So I was like, all right, cool. I like it.
And I mean, maybe in the future, there is something that she's taking in the future.
Right.
That is not there in the past. So she had to use all these different type of
medicines
to help her. This shit kicks off, and it's just so fun.
Yeah, it is.
You could tell it comes from the perspective of a person who likes Terminator.
Right.
Like it was like, I'm happy because like I like this shit, and I can't mess this up.
We're gonna keep it authentic.
We're gonna keep this authentic. You don't have to change much about it. Like it just works.
You just need the same plot devices. That's it. And like you got the characters.
Yes.
Now you're building. Boom.
Yes.
That's it. I was like, all right, good. I was like, just don't go over the top. Don't do this.
You remember when we had this conversation, we were talking about Black and Blue, and I was talking about Naomi Harris' character not being as sharp and as strong as I wanted. This is exactly what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
All the women in here were badass.
Yeah. Like now that you said it and I'm thinking about it, I'm just like, yeah, I mean, like, besides Arnold and this guy, like, every chick was...
You got two humans and an augment.
Yep. And they killing it.
And they holding it down.
Yeah. Look, for elderly women too. Linda Hamilton was out there.
She was shooting whatever that gun was, that Gatling looking gun.
Okay. All right, you out here. Okay.
Out here.
Yeah. I liked it.
It was so good. So good. I was so... I almost got Arsenio Hall. I couldn't contain myself. People were just standing up all lightly. I'm like, did y'all just see what I saw?
Right, exactly.
I didn't even pee. And you know I pee in the movies.
I'm proud of you, dog.
No pee for James Cameron, dog. No Pete Cameron.
Okay. All right.
Because, like, yo...
There's nothing more you can really ask of it.
There's nothing more you can ask of it.
I wish that this guy who plays John Connor wasn't on drugs or alcohol.
They would have probably brought him back
for something.
This new Rev Terminator, his performance is amazing.
Yes,
amazing.
I'm just like, okay.
What has he been in?
I don't know. Honestly, like, you know me, I know dudes. I don't
fantastic.
Remember seeing him at
He's
all.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Probably a foreign film that didn't get into the Oscars.
You're right though. All right, so
did you know Arnold was in this one?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
No?
No,
So that had to be
know.
great. You had to look away. Did you know? Did you see who it is? Like, yeah.
I love how they built on the story. It wasn't the original. It wasn't him. It was another him that got sent back.
Right.
It was recently after because they just got to Mexico, so it wasn't like they were there that long.
I love the fact that they used his storyline, like, and then just made it so that it fit, so it made sense. And I was just like, that's writing right there. That's writing
and
right
funny.
There. Yeah. Oh man. Still, like the same things from Terminator 2 with the comedy from this Terminator. You're just like, that's comedy.
And he explains, he's like, once I did that, the war was stopped. The war was stopped. Nobody came for me, so I just absorbed and learned to be human, and then I just
and I'm pretty humorous. Yeah, I was like,
but then he realized that, oh, this is horrible. Let me give her the coordinates so she can go kill the Terminators. Right. They've been coming back. I don't know how consistently, but they keep coming back.
Right. And you're trying to figure out why, though. Like, who are they trying to get now?
Ooh.
You know? So I like that. I like that part.
I think what they're implying is like it's inevitable. Right. It's inevitable that they're going to build these destructive things, and then it's inevitable that someone's going to rise up against.
As long as we continue to make the AI will come back for us.
That's right.
Yeah, I like that.
It was great.
Yeah. They should have had a Tesla in it or something.
Oh.
All right, so we're not going to really talk about the movie, right? We're not going to spoil anything else, or we got more?
I think we spoiled everything. But
all right, cool. I'm with it.
It was great.
It was great. But I want to ask you a question because I read this earlier.
Yeah, let's go.
I was just like, oh, that's very interesting. If in one of these Terminator movies, the humans send back someone to kill the guy who creates the AI, and then the Terminators have to defend that guy instead. I was like, ooh, I would like to see something.
It can
like
keep
that.
going.
Yeah, like no matter what, you can make it however you want it to be.
Yes.
You know? You can make the bad guys who you want the bad guys to be, good guys, bad guys, and so on. So I was like, all right, that's interesting. I'd like to see something like that. All right, so tell me what did you get out of it, I guess?
What, my score?
Yeah.
Damn, I don't want to sound like a fanboy. It's a 5 for a Terminator.
Yeah?
It's a Terminator 5, dog.
Okay.
This is why I'm at this place, guys. Because we did Gemini Man, and then I started hearing what other people were feeling about Gemini Man. People hate Gemini Man.
I heard.
They hate it.
I heard.
And I'm like, what did you guys what were you going to see? Like, what were you going to see?
I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna get a lot of mess for giving it a 5.
I know I'm gonna get a lot of mess for giving it a 5. But what were they going to see when they went to see this?
I don't know.
They tied this. Okay, if you're gonna tell me the movie's not realistic, it's a machine sent back in time to kill a person who wages a war against other machines, and they send back a person in time to defend themselves, to save them so that they can go to the future to wage the war and win the war against the machines. What the fuck did you guys want? What more do you want from me? Like, what were you going to see? It's a fucking Terminator movie, dog. Like, this is not supposed to be like, I mean, it's not The Godfather.
Oh my gosh.
Like, this is, it requires you to, every movie requires you to suspend reality. But these movies require you to take the first step. Okay, I'm going to exist in a world where they can send Terminators back.
You only got to let your imagination take over.
That's it. And you have to exist in that world. If you don't exist in that world, if you don't put yourself in that place, then you won't have a good time watching it.
I feel you.
But if that's the case, don't fuck with any of this.
Right.
Go watch Ken Burns. He makes great documentaries. Those really happen. Those really happened. If you only want reality, I want them to be realistic. I want realism.
You can't have no clone.
You can't have realism. Come on, people.
All right.
She's augmented. Let's go. She's
What's an
augmented.
augment?
She's an augmented human being with diabetes. Let's go.
Oh man.
Yo, like
So
it's a 5 for me, dog.
okay. I love the twist.
Yes.
At the end, but I'm you know me. Like I was like, oh, I know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and based on what people have previously said about what our reviews have been, I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
What?
That's above average.
Okay.
For me. All right, 2.5 is gonna be my midpoint.
That's your midpoint.
And I'm gonna say 3.5.
That's a whatever movie.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
So I feel like now I'm gonna start with giving these movies above averages, and unless they're
we giving too many 5s? That's what they're saying.
We giving too many 4s and 5s right now.
Damn.
Look, I'm not even giving no quarter because I don't want to give a quarter or nothing. So it's 3.5.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, this is a popcorn fucking movie.
I feel you.
It's a popcorn movie.
Yes. I feel like it was a classic for me. Like
if they don't like this, what do they like rate a movie like Avengers?
No, that's what they needed. They wanted like Avengers style movies.
You think Avengers is?
No, I'm just saying.
I'll take Terminator 2 over any Avengers that was made recently.
Right, though. I take a Terminator 2 over anything.
Come on, guys. First of all, this movie gave us exactly what we wanted, especially from Terminator 2 that had great chase scenes. There was fucking helicopters everywhere. Helicopters was doing everything.
Oh, yo, the fights on the plane.
Oh my gosh.
It was great.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe I gotta give it 3 3/4.
Dropping out of the sky. They set us up for it too. She's like, it has parachutes. Yeah. The motherfuckers drop out of the sky in the Humvee.
Yeah, they do.
In the Humvee.
And it's like, I love the fact that it just keeps going. It keeps going.
Going. When he got first of all, they got a little political. Mm-hmm. We definitely was in a detention facility. Yeah, I was like, okay, I see y'all. I see y'all. Detention facility. Never heard about haven't heard about that in a while. Listen. It's perfect, especially because it took us out of, it was L.A. L.A. was the Terminator 2, right? And so now we're right across from L.A., obviously, in Mexico. There's a whole bunch of connections. I think they went, where did they go when Sarah Connor took them to the guy's house that was like in the desert?
In the desert?
Yeah, was that Mexico? That probably was Mexico. That's because she comes back and forth. Right. Yeah. So listen, guys. It wrapped up. Sarah Connor's. Oh, I'm not gonna tell. But like, it wraps up the story. We get to see her back,
right?
And we get to see what she's been doing and why she's been doing it. What is not to enjoy?
What more?
What do you want from James Cameron? What?
It was just a test movie for his advertising.
Yo, I'm telling you, I'm just so upset for watching everybody tear down Gemini Man, and I'm like, what did y'all? I really enjoyed Gemini Man.
I know. Tell me why you're mad.
Like, I really enjoyed Gemini Man, and people are like, the story didn't work. As he made a clone and he raised the clone. Clive Owen raised the clone. And he raised the clone and taught him to kill. Clive Owen raised a black Dexter, taught him to kill. Like, at the start, like, come on, guys. Like, you got to throw out so many different. You got to show out so many movies. Like, Demolition Man gone. Yep. The Matrix is gone. Like, people are like, oh, the realism. The Matrix.
Inception. You don't believe in the dream inside of a dream?
Inception?
You don't believe the dream inside of a dream?
You gotta throw all of Inception out. Interstellar. First of all, you gotta throw everything Christopher Nolan has done
ever done. Batman.
Done.
Yo, the closest thing he gonna have to real is Memento.
That's it.
Closest.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Oh,
That's
man.
it. Damn, y'all. Come on, listen. The most important thing is when you guys are watching these movies, you got to put these movies in their box. Right. There are things for this and there's things for that. There's things that are going to make you emotional and there's things that's just going to blow up a lot of shit. And that's where you go to see Terminator. Yep. Terminator has sets you up with an interesting story, and then goes. Yep. It's like, okay, send shit back, blah, blah, blah. They came to save the boy, kind of like Jesus. He's going to save the revolution, blah, blah, blah. Right. Now blow some shit up.
If you're a Terminator person, watch Terminator 1, watch Terminator 2, then watch this one. Yeah.
Okay, so people are online, and they're rating it. Where do you put this in the Terminator order?
T2.
Yes, for sure.
Terminator.
Absolutely.
Then this.
It's this, yeah.
Yeah. And then
it's got to be Salvation.
Yep. Genesis, Salvation and Genesis are close for me.
But 3 is at the end.
And 3 is so far out of here that I'm going to act like it ain't never happened.
It didn't happen.
Come on, man.
It didn't happen.
A Terminator with a patent leather suit on.
Wait, was 3 without James Cameron, huh?
Yes.
So that was like Cameron King.
Yeah.
This, you know what? This solidifies him because he's like, he's Ghost.
So
he was like, I don't need Terminator.
Yeah.
Terminator needs me.
All right. So speaking separate from the movie, do you still believe that lady who said that she wrote Terminator and like they stole the idea and everything from her? She was used to be all over the place.
I know. I try to remember the name of the book too.
I'm gonna see if I can find her. I'm gonna be like, you did some great work out there. We needed this.
I believe that they stole the essence of the story.
Right.
And the essence of the story was a science fiction return of Jesus Christ. And that's all through Terminator, John Connor, Jesus. That's all through the Terminators and the Matrixes. Right. That's all through it. Neo being the one. So I believe that the essence of all of that was there. Yeah. Now, could she have done those explosions though? No. See,
I needed James Cameron.
Yeah, you need James Cameron. But this is the thing. Like, I actually always believed her, and I mean, she won the case.
Yeah.
But people be stealing all the time in Hollywood.
All the time.
All the time. They be reading something. It was like, let me add a couple of explosions. And a couple of names. It's like, this is not yours. What do you mean?
We never even heard this.
Jesus? John. You said Jesus. His name is John.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Who's Jesus? I'm atheist. I don't know. I don't know.
Yes.
I believe her. I definitely believe her. The courts seem to have believed her, and I still haven't got my hand on the book. I tried to get one off of Amazon before, and it was like $50 or $60 or something like that. And I was like,
I'm all set. There's got to be a PDF somewhere.
It was like $60 in like 4 weeks.
Oh, wait, what? She got to write it? She got to rewrite it? By hand?
I think she's just coming to the house to tell you the story. But yeah, like, people steal all the time, and I believe that they stole it. And I mean, it's obvious the connection between the Terminator movies and the Matrix movies. Right. It's just a different take and spin and direction of it, and a rewriting of the same old. But damn, I'm here for it.
Me too.
I'm here for it. Listen, I'm excited. This is John Wick 3. I've been waiting for it to come in Redbox. It's in Redbox now, and I'm gonna rent it so I can watch it. I'm gonna have to watch it by myself. My wife is like, I did it already. I'm like, all right, I'll watch it by myself again. But this is another movie that I have to watch again. Just like I did Mission Impossible 6. Or is that 5? Was that 5? 6. That was just too good. I done watched it like 2 or 3 more times since then.
Yeah.
It was so good.
All right. I'm with it.
Oh, this was a good one.
This was a good one.
This was a good one. All right. So every week, guys, after we watch the movie and we discuss the movie, we pull topics out of the movie. We kind of discussed it, but it brings us to question weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah.
Listen, if you've been on Facebook and Instagram, you see all of these companies right here in Boston, right there in Boston, building these pieces of electronics that they trying to tell us, oh yeah, it's just gonna move car parts and it's just gonna. There's no money in that.
Right.
There's no money in being able to lift bags and you know, I don't know, It's not like it's. First of all, it costs $500 for something to clean up your carpet in your house. Mm-hmm. Those robots are not going to be regular consumer products anytime soon.
Right.
But I know where they're going.
Yep.
They don't want to show us the videos of that. Mm-hmm. But them machines are going to be built to be jumping into motherfuckers' houses and do raids and fucking
yes,
kill villages somewhere far from here.
Yes,
it's happening.
I mean, I think it's just a matter of time before there's but so much work we have, right? Mm-hmm. Like work is limited regardless.
Yes,
and at a certain point, they're not going to need a workforce. Mm-mm. I think that's what people are missing out. Like it's not like because they're always just like, oh, it's going to just create more jobs. They're just like, no, at a certain point, like, it'll take more jobs.
Not for you,
right?
At least not for you. You're not even in the right education field to even be able to do that.
And I think that they're missing that part of it. You know?
I think they're also missing the part that there are some people who are interested in not having a workforce.
Right.
They look at a workforce as a liability.
Right.
Having people is a liability to them.
It's true.
And people don't realize that there are people who will continue making money and you will not.
Exactly.
And they're building the machines of the future.
Pay them?
Why do I have to pay them?
Just buy these things.
I can build these things. Mm-hmm. Put a battery in it and go. They don't need sleep. These machines don't need sleep.
All night.
I
ain't even got to show up.
Long. Mm-hmm. And if you talk sideways to me, I'll send one of these machines to put a metal foot in your ass.
And then they're like, the whole thing is like they're just like, oh well, that'll never happen. And it's just like, all right, well, if you don't think that owners or the heads of these businesses aren't thinking that way, then why would they move entire companies outside the country for a cheaper labor force?
I don't think people also realize like the connection between all of these big advancement companies, all of the companies that we herald as like, pillars of technological advancement and their connection to the military industrial complex and how they're associated with it, and how they're associated with the government. Amazon making a ton of their money from government contracts.
Right.
You understand? Like all these big companies that, you see GE and you see it on your refrigerator. You think, they make great refrigerators and washing machines. Right. No, that's not where their big money is coming from. A lot of their money is coming from the medical field and a lot of their money is coming from government contracts. Right. They building all kinds of shit, guys. And it's like you see all these companies that are building jet engines. It's not just because they building jet engines for JetBlue and the motherfuckers. Right. It's because they building jet engines for all of these
weapons contracts.
Exactly.
And stuff,
So like people gotta understand how much this is connected. And it's obviously gonna go in that direction. Can we slow it down? Sure. Is it slowing down? No. All this stuff that we seen look all cute and they make it look like
I feel like a lot of that is a distraction for us.
It is a distraction.
Yeah. Oh look, we're gonna have something. Okay.
It's always mad genius has always been dangerous in the hands of evil, and it's never because
it's not just the cartoons and movies.
Exactly.
I wish people
evil has always had the money and the willingness to
go the extra
fund
mile.
Mad Genius. And Mad Genius never has the money, so they have to go where it is, and then they go with evil. These guys at MIT may have all the greatest intentions for building these machines because their interest is just advancement. And that's one of the dangerous things about our society, is our interest is advancement for the sake of advancement. Right. For the sake of advancement, even if it doesn't have a place yet.
It doesn't have a benefit to the people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it has to be funded. And when it's funded, it usually goes in the hands of the evil.
Right. And
the evil will fund it and then utilize it for what they want to utilize it for. And it's never for the large majority of people.
Right.
That's why AI is scary. That's why it's scary. Of who the hands that it gets in.
Right.
Like as great as it seems, like we're all, hey Siri, hey Google. My kids be up there, hey Google, what weather is it? All that time we just building the machine learning, helping Google learn, and then when Google is like, they're like, Google, kill the Negroes, and it's like, Google knows your Negro voice.
I'm gonna be like, I'm Spanish. I'm Spanish. Watch out. They over there. They over there. Google.
I'm gonna try to have a roast capollo, Google. But listen, all of it. Listen, on the way. Listen, we're in that direction. We can't stop the train of technological advancement. We could just steer it, and hopefully, people get in the right positioning seat and steer it.
What happened to like making organs, the microscopic laser surgeons and stuff like that?
People living that long,
right? Like I was just like, wasn't it a dude who lived without a heart like 2 years ago? What happened to that? Like. No, we got mechanical lungs helping people. No, we can. They were just like, what can we do to make this return belt work better?
That's what it is.
Yeah, this assembly belt. Okay,
that's all it is.
We're just like, well, let's make 2,500 more cars that we can sell.
That's it.
Okay, my bad.
But you know what's the funny thing is that in all these movies, it shows like it goes to a bubble and then a bust. Like technological advance goes to when it gets in the hand of the evil and the people who are stubborn and selfish, and they use technology to control others and enrich themselves, but ultimately it ends up destroying everyone. Because at the end of the day, we see it in our society. The more wealth inequality we have, the less money that's in the hands of a large majority of people and in the hands of the few. People have to stop buying shit because they can't afford it. It nullifies everything.
Right.
And we're moving in that direction. We got to change the boat. AI is great when it can turn on your TV, but it's horrible when the TV like zaps you through the room. Zaps you. Oh, perfect. So in this movie, obviously, a lot of sacrifices happen.
Right.
A lot of sacrifices happened in the Terminator. People are giving their life to save the future of humanity. And you know, that it's a real interesting thing. We normally talk about it or see it in the context of saving the future of your family, saving the future of like a relative, but like saving the future of like humanity as a whole. What are we willing to give up, even if it's not life?
Right.
Like, what are we willing to give up to save? Like, you know, are we willing to give up straws? You know, are we willing to give up fossil fuels?
Right.
You know, like, you know, certain convenient things. It's not even about like giving up life. It's about, I think we're like at the point in our society is like, what are we willing to say? We're going to have to stop doing this as a whole in order to just save the whole.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, we're the last country that doesn't have a gasoline initiative.
Yep.
So
pulled out of the Paris Accord.
Right. And who is it? What's this senator who just tried to give $1 billion idea of when we should give up gas, and they was like, nah.
What, the new Green Deal? Green New Deal?
No. It was last week. I forgot his name. It may have been Schumer. Is Schumer still around? Anyways, doesn't matter. But
you know what's so funny about that?
What?
I understand why Exxon doesn't want to give up fossil fuel gas. Right. I don't understand why regular people are like, no, I want to pay $3.75 and I want to pay $3.75 tomorrow for my like, I don't get why people are against this advancement in technology. It just does not make sense.
They act like their car gonna run forever. You gonna buy another gas car? Like you why not buy the electric one?
That's right. They built it so you have to buy another one.
Right.
Like, come on, like, guys, like this shit is crazy. Tesla is telling you, like, there's a whole bunch of elements in this car that you haven't needed for 20, 30 years, guys. You don't need it to run a car. You don't need it to run it fast. And it doesn't have to be Tesla. It could be anybody else. But there is a perverse interest. Genius is connected to evil finance. Evil finance being these ExxonMobil, all of these companies who are BP, all of them who are interested in only keeping their business alive.
Right. And they all trying to figure out how to get into the electric so that they can give up the oil so that they can dominate that.
And that's the thing, is the reason why it hasn't cut over, guys, is because they don't want the legislation to happen where it's free for all. The same thing with marijuana. Mm-hmm. This is a run right now because it's going to get in there. It's going to happen.
Right.
It's who's going to control it. Are you going to just be able to grow it in your crib? Or are you going to have to buy it from Marlboro?
Right.
Or are you going to have to buy it from someone?
Right.
So at the end of the day, get off your high horse and let freedom ring. People should be able to grow their own shit. The same thing with electricity. Don't let none of these companies try to control it. Mm-hmm. The sun is free.
Right.
Let's keep it free indeed. Mm-hmm. No one has to pay for it.
We're going to make more clouds.
That's it.
That's what they're going to do.
Yo.
Chemtrails.
That's what they'll do. They'll block it all out.
Oh, you wanted some sun? Well, we're going to need that sun tax.
No more sun. That's it. That's it.
We could clear out a patch for you.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yep.
I don't know, man.
It's just so crazy. But it's great to see, like, you know, to have these movies that spark these great conversations. Right. And that's what this show is about, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. YouTube, that's what this show is about. Yes. Facebook, that's what this show is about. Yes. Instagram, that's what this show is about. SoundCloud, that's what this show is about. Yes. iTunes, that's what this show is about.
Check us out.
Spotify.
Word.
That's what this show is about. I'm No Justin, No Peace.
And I'm Lou Rivers.
And we are the Loose Cannons Podcast. Because every week, and that's every week, we sit down at this table and we fire off our opinions on today's pop culture.
What else?
Politics.
What else?
Movies.
Yes.
TV and how they all intersect. And today was a great episode. Terminator Dark Fate review. Yes. Earlier this week, we did Power in our social media breakdown. Yes. We'll see you guys next time. We out.
Peace.
Peace.